Hello and welcome everyone to round number 6 here at Zenith Online Racing for the Tier 2 Championship. Coming to you from Mexico for round number 6. All 17 quarters are ready for the drivers here tonight, but in the commentary booth to take you through this one is going to be myself, QVR Packer, doing main comms tonight. And then alongside me, as usual, is going to be Camden Luca. How's it going, Camden?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm, as per usual, very, very excited to get into this one. Tier 1 was a bit of a nightmare for myself, but I'm sure it was a lot more fun for a few other drivers. Right now, we have 19 in the lobby, so it's looking like a pretty full lobby, almost to that full grid, and we can just get ready to get into the short qualifying session.
Absolutely. And we do have a couple of new people here. We have Fountain Maker in the Alfa Romeo, and we have, it looks like someone else, Denmark, in the AlphaTauri. So a couple of new faces here for round 6.
Yeah, both of those guys have joined us as reserves, I do believe. But now we can take a quick look at the results and the standings after last time out in Brazil. It is still Scavney who leads the championship, as consistent as ever. 4 second places and a third for the McLaren driver. The third place coming from Brazil last time out. Zai is going to be second in the championship, 2 wins to his name, the second being in Brazil. And then Sam M is currently third. He picked up 5th place last time out. Barstool is still 4th, even though he has not started the last 2 races. I'm not sure if he is here tonight, but it doesn't look like it, unless I'm completely blind and cannot find him. I don't think he's going to be here tonight, so that's another race he's not going to be able to participate in. Bobby Tavo, he's in 5th right now in the standings, not finishing in the last race. Unlucky for him. GP Khan picked up 8th place. RC did not score points last time out. Monkey Mafia finished 6th. Soy Loco, he was on the podium before penalties were applied or were removed. He's going to be 4th in the standings after that one. Terminal Daddy finished 1 place off of points position, or outside of the points. Wolfsburg still picking up those pretty decent points. He picked up 10th place last time out. Mr. Brabant finished with 9th. Lit Romney did not finish. Hightower in 7th. And then the rest of the drivers were DJ Panda, Purple Squirrel, Niebuhr, Rocco Tempura, known as Sam. Those are the rest of the drivers in the standings, them not scoring points or finishing in that race. But yeah, Scavney, still leading the championship right now on 87 points, and we're heading into round 6, so this could be a pretty decent race for him. Oh god, wait, hold on. I still have text-to-speech out. I need to turn that off. Whoops. Yeah, let me quick turn that off, and then we can keep going with the broadcast. Yeah, there we go.
Well, it's a good thing that we have not started qualifying yet. It's good to have these mistakes. I can confirm that Bark School is here, actually. He is here, so it's good to have him back. I think he is undefeated in his last start, technically. As you mentioned, he was not here for a little bit, but he did win Azerbaijan, so he's been kind of on fire as of late, and he's still up there in the standings, too, despite missing a couple of races.
Yeah, exactly. Picked up 2 4th places in a row, and then obviously the win in Azerbaijan, giving Scavney his 3rd win at the time of the season there at the Baku City Circuit. But yeah, once again, I think we're just waiting for Vapor Hayden right now, as TV is struggling with turning on. So hopefully he can get into here and put on another strong performance. I believe he's taken a win and a 2nd place so far. So right now the reserve driver doing very, very well. If he were to be in the standings, I believe that would be 38 points, if I'm not mistaken, and that would have put him, I believe, into P5, just in front of Bobby Tava. So 5th in the standings after 2 races, that'd be pretty decent. But it looks like we are going to be readying up here and head into the 18-minute qualifying session for the Mexico Grand Prix.
Well, I'm sure a lot of these guys are going to want the lobby to start up now, just because, as you mentioned, Vapor Hayden, he's been very fast, and if he gets a full-time ride soon, he could, like you said, move up there in the points, and I think with, a couple of rides, the way they've been rotating in and out, I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of weeks if he can somehow get a full-time seat.
Yeah, most definitely. It'd be really nice to see him up into that full-time seat, see what he can do, in the results towards the end of that season, or towards the end of the season, in the standings there. But yeah, now we will load into, this Mexican Grand Prix for the 18-minute short qualifying that will prelude the race. All 36 laps here, I do believe we're going to be taking the tour around here, which is, yeah, it's quite a long time. It was quite a long night for both of us on Monday night.
Yeah, for me especially. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Camden, I believe you finished 10th, I want to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got a point at least.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
you
was
did
not
get
pretty.
points. But yeah, I finished second with 2 spins. It was not fun. Yeah, anyways, we can load into the qualifying session now. Vapor Hayden is putting in the chat. Hopefully his TV will come on in the next 18 minutes so he can get into the lobby and participate. That's what the one space is that is open up right now. But it does look like we are going to have a dry qualifying session. But if we take a quick look to last season, I believe this is where All Maverick wrapped up the Tier 2 championship last time.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, we're still pretty early on in the season, but we could see some championship moments here. Say that a guy like Scavney, who has been very consistent lately, have a bad race. That could put him, possibly out of the points lead. So as much as this isn't similar to last season where Mexico was early on in the season this time, we could still have a championship moment today.
Yeah, exactly. Scavney and one of the McLaren's looking to get out very, very quickly. That might just be Scavney. Yeah, it is going to be Scavney, the championship leader. Mr. Second Place, it seems, or just Mr. Consistent. You can give him whatever nickname you really want to. Heading out on the soft compound tires. There are a few drivers who have selected the mediums in the pit lane. One of those drivers being DJ Panda, going to be the second driver out on track. Terminal Deity and Zag have the other drivers to select the medium tires. Zag, the only one not out of his pit box yet. But now we can get back on board with Scavney in the McLaren. I'm looking pretty well for Scavney so far in this in the championship. If I take a quick look at the team's championship, yeah, it is going to be McLaren leading that constructors championship by a solid 9 points over Ferrari.
Yeah, and things are still pretty tight there in constructors. You got to watch out for Renault as well. They're not too far back. Bobby and Bark School are both up there in the standings. You got Red Bull with Sam. He's had a great start to the season, as well as Mr. Baban. Mr. Baban, he's been fast, just hasn't been getting the results. Red Bull's up there as well. So yeah, things are definitely close up there in the constructors, and as you mentioned, the driver points as well.
Yeah, but now Scavney heading into the stadium section here at Mexico is going to be the first driver to start a flying lap here. He's just going to exit turn 16 there, and now through the flat-out right-hander of turn 17. Going to try and get the best possible run down the long pit straight here. We have 2 long straights. We have 3 DRS zones, and that's going to be the first of those 3. Opening up that DRS and using the hot lap ERS mode to push your way down this first straight, but now braking into turn 1 at the 100-meter board. Going to turn in a little bit of a lockup there on the front right for Scavney, but does not affect him too much. Using all the curves that he can at turn 2 and turn 3 on the exit. You don't want to be on that curve on the exit. That can spin you off into the wall there on the exit of that third corner. Across the first sector split, what is it going to be for the McLaren? It's a 27.9. He's going to be purple as he's the first driver out on track. Another lockup into turn 4. Seems to be struggling with the braking zone so far for Scavney down to first gear for turn number 5, and then exiting here through turn 6. Not using all the track that he would have wanted to. Now through turn 7, using all the track that he can. Very, very lucky to not invalidate there, but now through 7, 8, and 9, and now through 10. Ooh, very, very lucky using all the track limits that he can is the McLaren driver through turn 12. That left kink is not a corner. Purple in the middle sector. Now into the final sector, turn 13. Now braking into turn number 14 for him, and then just exiting turn 15 there through that through to that right-hander. Difficult on traction now out of turn 16 as Soiloka comes to the pit lane just in front of him, knocking off the baller, but Scavney staying all the way to the right for that first lap. It's a 14.9 for the McLaren driver. It'll be interesting to see what he can do later on in the session. DJ Penn, next driver to cross the line on the mediums. He was invalid, but it's a 16.9. There's a Renault that's going to be Bark School back from his little 2-round hiatus. He goes on to a 15.9 or 4. As RC as well, the second McLaren driver. He's only 200ths off his teammate.
Yeah, good stuff from the McLaren so far. As you mentioned, Scavney did a very good job of not invalidating there. I'm looking at turns 7 through 11 right now. That especially is a place where you can invalidate. That's that sector 2 area right there, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of invalidations through there throughout qualifying.
Yeah, most definitely. Denmark looks to be the next driver, but he has backed off his lap. It looks like he's going to be going for another one. Let's see what he can do. Let's check in on him a little bit later on. Zaga exiting turn 16 there in 317. He was invalid on the medium tires, but it was a 16 flat, so that would have put him up into P4 and been the fastest out of the medium runners. Bobby Tavin, the next driver, to cross the line. Right now, 5th in the standing. Go see where he can put himself in the qualifying order very early on here. 13 minutes and 30 seconds. This is a provisional pole position by 400ths of a second, so it's pretty strong showing already for Bobby Tavi. He goes on to a 14.887, so not too bad for him. I think it's DJ Panda next driver to cross the line, and he will go up into P number 5, 16.5 for the Alfa Romeo. Barksdale coming out of the final corner as well as RC. Both of them very, very close. They have already done their flying laps, though, on the soft tires. GP Colin in the Ferrari going to be exiting the final two corners here in the Ferrari on the medium tire. 16.2 for GP Colin. He'll go on to the mediums, and he's going to be the fastest out of the medium runners so far as Hightower crosses the line onto a 16.3.
Yeah, that was a great lap from Bobby, and he's shown to be a pretty good qualifier this season. I remember back at China in the preseason race, he got the pole position there, and right now he's on pole again. So Bobby looking pretty strong right now, but if you look at the times at the front right now, things are looking very close here in qualifying so far.
Yeah, exactly, especially out of the drivers who could be possibly challenging for either championship honors or just race wins in general throughout the season. Zach crossed the line 16.3 for him as well. So he's going to be he's going to be the second driver onto that 16.3. Denmark crossed the line and went to a 15.494, only 3,000 slower than Bark School right now on the third row of the grid. So his debut looking pretty decent for the current reserve driver. And the next driver to cross the line will be one of the Alfa Romeos. He's actually cutting part of the stadium section, but it looks like it's going to be Sam M just about to start a lap. That's actually, I think we might just be able to get on board with Sam M here. Actually, I think Soiloco is going to be coming through the final sector. No, actually, Soiloco 28.3 for him. He's going to be going purple in that first sector. Who else is on a lap right now? Monkey Mafia is coming through the middle sector, but he has backed off of his lap. Sam M, as we mentioned, just crossing the line. I think it's going to be Soiloco, the next driver to cross the line. So let's get on board with the Mercedes man.
Yeah, we'll see what Soy Loco does. He had a great run last week in Brazil, so maybe he could back that up with another good result. He's about mid-pack in the standings right now. He is, let me look, he's in P9, so yeah, he could definitely use a good run, and he's got the pace to do it, so we can see what he will do for a lap. It looks like he's heading through Sector 3 right now, and looking like a pretty solid lap so far.
Yeah, it did show on the mini-map that he's purple in the first and the second sectors. This is that Zig spinning out of turn 17 there as Soiloco goes up into P4 as it showed purple final sector for me once again. So he apparently went purple in all sectors, but I don't think that's absolutely correct as he only went into P4 on the timing charts. Known Asylum just crossed the line to start a lap. Rocco coming out of turn 6 there. Let's get on board with Sam M as his Red Bull teammate is coming through turn 6 as well. Red Bull, Sam M, third in the championship, all over the road there on the exit of turn number 15 there, but now 16 and through 17. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. It's provisional pole position by 0.4 of a second. That's a great lap there from Sam, especially it's going to be his first lap as well, so he's going to be kicking off his session with a bang. There's one of the McLarens. I think that's going to be RC coming through the final sector. I think it's going to be Mr. Baban, the next driver to cross the line. Not having the same traction issues as his teammate was coming through 14 and 15, but now through 16 and through 17 out of the final corner. What can he do? Across the line, 15.4 for Mr. Baban. And the third driver into the 15.4 as he's going to be going out of third row of the grid, so not too bad for him. Sam, I'm going very, very deep at turn 4, just trying to get out of other drivers' way, but also trying to keep it on some of the darker part, or the gray parts of the circuit. Known Asylum coming through the final sector, and he is not invalid yet, so let's see what he can do across the line here. Niebuhr, his Williams teammate, also just coming to the final sector as well. Known Asylum to cross the line. It's going to be a 17.001, so barely on the border of a 16 there. His teammate Niebuhr just crossing the line. Now let's see what he can do. Can he match his teammate? Going to go even faster. 17.9 for Niebuhr. He's going to be going into P15 there. So the Williams, not the greatest of performances so far this season. I don't believe they've scored any points, but yeah, looking to change that here in Mexico tonight.
I'm looking at the qualifying board right now, and there's a lot of close times.
Ooh.
I'm looking at second through fifth, looks like third through fifth, as Bark School just upgraded his time.
Yeah, Barkle just went up into P2, and he's going to be relegating his teammate of Bobby down to third on the grid. RC coming out of the final corner, but he's not going to be improving on that time as he will come into the pit lane. 8 minutes and 55 seconds left in the short qualifying session, so he's going to be looking to do another lap. Scavney, I believe, also backed off on his lap. He didn't improve on the first lap that he set in this session. So Sam and Barkle, Bobby, Scavney, and RC, the top 5 right now. McLaren, Renault, and Red Bull fill those first 5 slots.
Absolutely, and it should be interesting on if anybody qualifies on the mediums late in qualifying. There has been some laps on the mediums. I'm very curious as to if people will qualify, like I said, later in the session, just go all out with the mediums. I don't think there's going to be many people doing that, but like I said, there has been some people like GP Colin who have set laps on the mediums.
Yeah, we can just get over those best lap times. Yeah, GP Colin right now, P11 on the medium tires. I'm sure if he wanted to go out on the softs, improve just that little bit more and get closer to the top, or get closer to the top 10 and possibly solidify himself into that P11 spot, he could. But now I had DJ Panda across the line on the soft compound tires. He's making a huge improvement. A second and 600ths of a second. He is going to be improving up into P9, so just into that top 10. No, it's going to be Rocco, the next driver to cross the line, but he is on an all-up just looking to start one. It's going to be Terminal Deity, his Racing Point teammate, just coming through turn number 13 or turn number 12 there. But he's not going to be on a lap. One of the Reynolds, but they're going to be on an out lap. I believe that's also Soyloco, who's on an out lap as well, just behind the Renault and the Racing Point, the Haas. I think that's going to be purple score. The next driver to cross the line. Ooh, has a big moment out of turn, or out of the hairpin there in the stadium section. So he's been really struggling, it seems, here in this one. Out of turn 13, traction can be all that, or can be so very difficult, and he's putting that on show for the time being. Monkey Mafia out of the final corner, 16.3. He's going to be putting himself into P14. So the Alpha Tower driver not doing too bad, but still, I'm sure you would like to improve. As one of the drivers just coming across the line, that might have been one of the Alfa Romeos. Yeah, it might have been Fountain Maker, actually. Yeah, he's the driver who just crossed the line, but now it's going to be Zyg on the soft compound tires. Let's see what he can do in this first competitive lap in qualifying. 14.6 for him and puts him on the second, or on the front row of the grid, so not too bad for himself. DJ Panda improving up into 8th, and one of the Red Bulls, that might have been Sam, is going to be starting a lap as well, as both McLarens just in behind.
So going back to my medium tire statement I just had before, everybody's fitted the soft tires, so I think you can throw that out the window. But yeah, it looks like everybody's going to go for it, and we've seen some pretty good lap times so far. I don't know if anyone's going to get in the 113s. I know Scavney put up a 113 in practice, but Packer, do you think somebody will get in the 113s this session?
Well, Scavney's 113 was a very, very high 113, so I'm not exactly sure if he can put that together in the actual race. I know it's very, very difficult to get to those absolute PBs that drivers can do in practice. Bobby Tava about to come across the line, but he will pull into the pit lane, as well as I believe that is going to be Monkey Mafia. He's going to be coming into the pit lane as well. But yeah, it's very, very difficult to get to those personal bests. You saw that I set a very low 112.8 in practice, and I only did it at 113.1 in the actual thing. So yeah, unless you put an almost an absolute perfect lap together, it's going to be very, very difficult to get to those lap times that you would have wanted to see from yourself.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I couldn't even put up a 113 on Monday. Yeah, Mexico, definitely a difficult track, but not for Sam. He just put up a 114.034. He came so close to the 113s as we were just talking about. So, I don't know, Packer. Seeing that, we might see somebody get in the 113s. I would not be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, it's going to be, well, it's going to be really competitive, or it was really competitive until Sam just set that absolutely electric lap time. 14 flat for the Red Bull driver. Getting out of the way now, it seems, for the two McLarens, who have both finished their laps. RC going up into second place on a 14.528. Scavney only, well, 2.5 hundredths in behind, going into P3 on the grid. Vapor Hayden said in the chat that he can do a 13.6. So, just flexing in the chat there a little bit. But yeah, he's not going to be here. He's not going to be able to show that pace because, well, his TV isn't turning on. So you need to fix the more important things, I'd say, first. But yeah, anyways, get back out on track. I think Hightower is going to be on a lap. But no, he is backed off. So, Love that. That is broken. Okay, well, my L2 button was broken, but let's get on board with Barkskull now. You can probably take us through, or on board with Barkskull through the rest of this middle sector, and hopefully he won't validate.
Yeah, before that, Hayden definitely wants to get in this race, as he expressed in the chat. But yeah, it looks like Barkskull here, coming into the last sector right now. Let's see, he's heading through turn 12, about to head through the stadium section in turn 13. Into turn 14, then turn 15. Let's see what kind of time he can put up. He's very close to Zyg's time right now. Coming to the finish line. Looks like he does get by Zyg, only about 400ths quicker, so only a little bit more, but he did what he needed to do to get by Zyg.
Yeah, exactly. He put the lap together and he only found a little bit of time but it was just enough to find himself up in position and onto the second row of the grid. So Rhino looking pretty menacing here for some of the top runners. Sam M obviously on pole position as Barkskull just invalidates there on his in lap. But yeah, I think it's going to be Purple Squirrel the next driver to cross the line. He's going to be coming out of the final corner right now. Across the line, 16.6 for Purple Squirrel. Going to be going into P16. Still two drivers yet to set a lap time. That's going to be Rocco in the racing point. I believe he's going to be in the first sector. And Fountain Maker, who's on an outlap right now on a set of soft compound tires. Only 3 minutes left here in the qualifying session. Let's see what the rest of the drivers can do. One of the Mercs, I think, is just coming through the middle sector. I think that's going to be Soy Loco, as GP Collins still struggling with getting into the session. But yeah, Soy Loco on an outlap right now. Barkskull just coming through the middle sector as well. I don't think he's going to be able to get another lap time in, so that was going to be his final one. Mr. Babon is coming through the middle sector as well. He's had a pretty quiet qualifying session right now. Only in P9. I'm sure he would like to see himself a little bit further up the field, and that could possibly help him in the constructors battle with Sam. But now Denmark coming into the final sector in the AlphaTauri on his debut, breaking into turn number 13 here, just hitting the apex very, very nicely through 14, and now through the very difficult left kink of turn 15 through 16 and through turn 17. Let's see what he can do out of the final corner. Denmark P9 will move that one position, but Mr. Babon is on a lap right now. Let's see if he can regain that position. Rocco just coming out of the final corner now as well, but he was invalidated on his lap. Fountain Maker on an outlaw just coming to start one as well. I think that's going to be known as Silent next driver 2 across the line, but he was invalidated, so he's going to be starting his next lap. Purple Squirrel coming out of the final corner, but it looks like he's going to be going into the pit lane. So let's get on the board with the driver that's next going to be on a lap. Mr. Babon just entering the middle sector. So Loco coming through the middle sector now as well. So let's get on board once again with the Mercedes man who finished P3 last time out in Brazil in third on track.
I did notice that GP Colin got disqualified from the session. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, it looks like he will be starting at the back. Looks like RC is done for the session, so yeah, it looks like a lot of drivers going out trying to get that little bit more that they can get by the guy ahead, because like I said before, there are still a lot of really close margins right now.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if Soyloka can make it even closer. He only improves by 400 a second, so yeah, he does have another time to do another lap. I think Scavenging just crossed the line to start one, but yeah, Soyloka getting even closer to that top 6. One of the Red Bulls to cross the line. That was Mr. Bavani. He replaces Soyloka in that 7th position. Very, very close between those two. Only 3,000ths of a second. One of the drivers, I think that's Zag, to cross the line there to start his lap. Monkey Mafia, I think, is just going to be coming to start one as well, as Rocco's going to be coming to finish the lap in the racing point. Let's see what he can do across the line. 15.5 for Rocco, and puts himself on the poor man's pole position, so that could be a pretty decent starting spot for him. Nona Sam just trying to get out of the way of these drivers as they come into the pit lane. Fountain Maker going to be the next driver to cross the line, but I think he's going to be starting one. He might have backed off, as you can see where his ERS is. Yeah, 26.1. That definitely means he would have backed off on that lap. Rocco coming through, or no, it's one of the Alfa Romeos, I do believe. It's going to be DJ Panda. He wasn't up on his time coming into the final sector. Let's see what he can do through those final 6 corners. DJ Panda 15.4 for him, but it's not an improvement. One of the runners to cross the line. That was Bobby. He's going to be starting a lap. Next is going to be the Merc of Soy Loco, but he has backed off after going, just after improving and that lap, but let's see what he can do now. Mr. Babon through the middle sector, who's purple, who's 3/10 up in the middle sector. Let's see what he can do. It's the second lap on these tires, and what can he do in the final sector? He has sure time to find in there on his personal best, but through the final corner he doesn't gain time. He lost so much time in the final sector. He only improves by 700, but does gain a spot. But now Zyg, he was 2.5 tenths up across the middle sector split line, but now only into P2. He found 0.3 of a second, but it's only good enough for this first row of the grid. One of the Alpha Towers, I think it's Monkey Mafia, but he's going to be coming into the pit lane. He's not going to be able to improve on that lap time. DJ Panda, or no, it's one of the Ferraris or Alfa Romeos. Coming through the middle sector. That might be GP Con who was disqualified, actually. Actually, no, I think it's going to be Fountain Maker. Yeah, Fountain Maker out of the final 2 corners. He was all up quite a bit on his time, 19.4 for him. And he's going to be setting his, that was going to be his first competitive lap time in the session. Rocco going to be coming into the pit lane. One of the runners, that's going to be Bobby Tav out of the final corner. Let's see what he can do. He was invalid, but it was a 50 area. He's down almost 0.6 of a second. Now DJ Panda, who I think has backed off as, yeah, he is in 8th gear, so he's not going to be able to come and finish that lap. But Sam M, a dominant pole position here in Mexico. Let's see if he can translate to that race on pole position by 0.3 of a second.
Well, some things change, some things don't. It looks like 6 of the top 7 in points qualified in the top 7. So, yeah, we have our fastest guys at the front, and even then, like, if you look throughout the grid, I'm looking at 1st through 9th separated by a second. So yeah, things are very competitive still in this tier, and it looks like Sam, yeah, I mean, hey, we didn't get someone in the 113s, but he came really close to doing so.
Yeah, he was the closest driver to get over, or he was the closest driver to getting over that hump of the 1:13 here in Tier 2 at Mexico City. Let's see what he can do in the race, though, because if your qualifying pace is good and your race pace isn't, it doesn't matter what you can do in that short qualifying session. But Sam M is going to be on pole position by 0.3 and 9 of a second, followed by Zaga, race winner last time out in Brazil, followed by RC and Scavney, the McLaren second row of the grid. Barkskull, Mr. Raban, Bobby, and Loco are going to be the next 2 rows. DJ Pan in Denmark in the top 10. Rocco, Terminal Deity, Hightower, Nona Cell, Monkey Mafia, Purple Squirrel, Newberg, Fountain Maker, GP Con are going to be the rest of the grid outside of that top 10. GP Con, unluckily getting disqualified, so he's going to be starting from the very, very last here in this race. Round number 6 coming to you from Mexico City. All 17 corners, all 36 laps are ready to be raced on here tonight.
Well, I think you know what I'm going to say. That was your best reaction yet.
I think that was the most emphatic breath I've ever taken. But yeah, I know what you're going to say. Predictions.
That
yeah,
was great.
predictions. I don't really know, to be honest. Well, all I can predict is Scavney for a podium. That's all I can really predict, to be honest.
I'm going to put this out on a limb. He's been very consistent so far this season.
Oh,
he's come.
Someone ready up. Fountain Maker.
Oh, well, that's not good. He's come, I believe, second, and 3rd. So I'm going to predict that he breaks through finally and gets that win. I'm going to go Sam P2. Sam, obviously, like we said, very quick in qualifying. And then, P3. Who do I pick? We're going to go with Mr. Baban. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he, like I said, he's had some bad luck this season, and I think it's going to turn around, and he's going to get on the podium.
Yeah, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go look at the results from last season's race.
Oh, you can't do that. That's cheating.
So RC finished 3rd out of the Tier 2 driver. Or no, he finished 4th out of the Tier 2 drivers. So RC seems to be pretty strong here. And he finished with only 12 seconds of penalties. But yeah, I think I'm going to predict... It's really difficult to not predict the top 3 in the championship. They've been strong almost all season. Sam Zag have been really impressive on a track-to-track basis, either just with their pace or just in general. Scavney has been Mr. Consistent this season, so let's see what he can do. He's been on the podium in every race, almost second in every win, but Brazil last time out was able to break the streak of second places, but only dropped down 1 position, and it went down to 3rd place. So let's see what they can do in this race. But yeah, I think I'm going to predict Sam for the race win here. In USA, when he got pole position by quite a big amount, if I do believe, he was able to calmly pull away from the rest of the field and take that race wins. Yeah, I'm going to predict Sam, and then I think I'm going to predict... I want to say... yeah... I don't know what I want to say. I want to. Can I just predict the two McLarens and Zag? I think sure. Some of those 3 or 4 will be on the podium here tonight.
All right. So if we look back through the grid, it looks like we do have some people on the mediums: Terminal Dady, Hightower, Monkey Mafia, Niebuhr, and GP Collin. I'm really surprised though that more people outside the top 10 didn't choose the mediums. Maybe they're going with a 2-stopper, but we saw Mr. Joshua on Monday do a medium to hard, and he worked his way up into 5th, so they could do that possibly, the people on the mediums.
Yeah, most definitely. It seems that I think that's the only one-stop strategy that is really viable here at Mexico. Soft or medium soft strategy is you can do it, but it'll be very tight on. Yeah, it'll be very tight on.
I did it. Do not do it. I did it. It was awful.
But now the 5 red lights are going to come on here at Mexico City. Let's see what these drivers can do off the start of the race. Lights out, and away we go. Sam M is going to be leading us away from pole position on the very long run. Down towards turn 1. It's going to be long straight. Let's see what these drivers can do, but it seems Zag has had the best start out of the top 2, out of the drivers off the front row, but it's going to be Zag leading us into turn 1. Barkschool has an amazing start. He's going to be going 3 wide into turn number 1, and he's going to have to get out of that one, but Sam M will retake P1 up at the front of the field, but they're still going side by side, Zag and Sam, but Zag will retake that position in the first place, but now battling into turn number 4. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do on the inside of the Ferrari. Purple first sector for Sam. He leads us into that first sector, but Zag keeping it around the outside of 4 and down the inside of 5. It looks like he's had that position up into there. GP Collin and picks up a 10-second time penalty for cutting the track and retires, and it's going to be out of the race at turn number 5, and it's going to be a virtual safety car, so the entire field will be neutralized as Nolan Simon picks up ignoring yellow flags, 5-second time penalty, but Zag takes the advantage of his great start off the line and will take P1, followed by Sam Scabney and Soy Loco, who's had an amazing start.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It looked like GP Collin completely blew turn 4 and 5. Like, I don't know if he had a technical issue or something, but he didn't even come close to making that corner. That was really odd.
Yeah, but now the VSC will terminate, and we can get this race underway. Once again, Rocco and DJ Panda going side by side through the final sector, and the Racing Point will make that move on the Alfa Romeos. Bobby Tava comes into the pit lane as well as RC, so both of them must have picked up damage in their cars. Zag, I think that's just the timing being glitched as it starts to glitch out a little bit here on lap number 2. As Soy Loco and Barkschool, I do believe, are going to be battling there. Soy Loco is going to be up into P4. Barkschool, I think, was trying to challenge for that 4th position, but he's going to be staying there for the time being. Up at the front of the field there, the 3 leaders are not going to be challenging each other. The top 3 in the standings are going to be top 3 in this race so far, but now Barkschool to the outside of Soy Loco, looks to the outside, but not going to be close enough to make that move. Trying to get the cutback into turn number 5, but he's not going to be able to get that one done for the time being. Mr. Baban leading the rest of the drivers throughout the field right now. Rocco, DJ Panda are going to be P8, P9. They're super close out on track. Looking to switch positions here is DJ Panda trying to make him work himself up the field. He is one of the drivers known to have one of the better racecrafts and can produce overtaking all the overtaking that he really wants to. But Zag up at the front of the field. Purple middle sector for the Ferrari driver is starting to pull away.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait for the results, or at least the order, to reshuffle. It's showing Purple Squirrel in first. He is not in first, but once we do, we can go through the grid on where people have gained and lost spots. It looks like there's been a little bit of shuffling, but things have kind of stayed the same for the most part.
Denmark making an audacious move into the penultimate corner there on DJ Panda. DJ Panda and Rocco were going side by side through the final sector, and he tried to make the move to DJ Panda, but he ended up losing a little bit of time there because Denmark decided to try and send one up the inside Daniel Kvyat style in 2019 up the inside of Nico Hulkenberg, but it didn't end up like they did in 2019 on the final lap of that race. It's lap number 2 for them, but now it's lap number 3. Denmark tries to go around the outside of the first corner, but not able to make that move. DJ Panda will keep P8 for the time being, has a little bit of slide there on traction, but it's now going to be starting to fall off the back of Rocco, as Rocco has broken DRS because of that incident.
Oh, it looks like Denmark going on the outside here. He's going to try and make that move on DJ Panda. They're still side by side right here. This could be a great battle, but he got a penalty, and he does make that move work.
Yeah, Denmark all the way around the outside of turn 4, but DJ Panda looking to make a move and try and regain that position. Almost cuts turn 7 there, but picks up the time penalty on the exit, on the entrance to turn number 6 there. Safety car, known Asylum is out of the race.
Oh, and that really helps. It looks like, yep, he's lost it in the middle sector. That really helps guys like RC and Bobby, who just had to pit there for wing damage repair. We've seen some crazy things in the first 3 laps already.
Yeah, but now look at the leaders. Most of them are going to be coming into the pit. Like Sam picks up a drive-through. It's that Zag as well. I think Zag might have picked up a drive-through penalty. If we could take a quick look at the race director, no, he only has a penalty. It's only a 3-second penalty. So lucky for him that he did not pick up the drive-through. But look how much he's being held up in the pit lane. He has to wait for all those cars to filter through that through the fast lane there and past his pit box. But he even getting time on Sam because of that. But now Hightower and all the guys on the mediums are going to be most likely benefiting from this because they are going to be up at the front of the field. It's always very, very difficult to overtake, but they're going to have that track position. Hightower lead from Monkey Mafia, Terminal Data, and Niebuhr just barely beating out Zag out of the pit lane. But now Zag has a 1-car difference between himself and Sam M, who decided to go into another set of soft tires. So Sam M deciding for the softer compound here. This could actually, I'm not sure if this could be a mistake or the right decision here for Sam, but he'll have to pit onto another set of tires because he has not fulfilled the strategy of changing compound.
Man, this has been crazy already. The first 4 laps of the race, we saw GP Colin fly into turn 4, and we saw no silent crash. We saw Sam get a penalty, so yeah, crazy things so far. Yeah, look at, we got Hightower, Monkey Mafia staying out there, and like I said before, those guys on the medium tires, they could make something work, and now that they're at the front, this could be a good opportunity for them. I don't know how this is going to affect their strategy, especially if we get another safety car, but they are in the lead right now.
Yeah, most definitely. It does look like both Red Bulls went on to a soft set of tires. Purple Score was already on a set of soft tires, so he's going to be down in P17 last for the time being, but he will be able to close up to the back of the field because of this safety car period. Other notable tire changes were Denmark. He went on to a set of hard compound tires to maybe go to the end of this race, but I think that'd be a little bit of a stretch for his Alpha Tower. But Fountain Maker as well staying out in this race as well on a set of soft compound tires. I think he probably should have taken the soft tires, but he will have track position for the time being on his debut. The other drivers who stayed out were Niebuhr, Terminal Data, Monkey Mafia, and Hightower. Hightower will lead this one away once we do go into green flag conditions once again. But now, as this race is has been shaken up, I think the drivers who pit onto a fresh set of tires, it's going to be their goal to make their way through the field, because the other drivers, I think with the safety car, it's going to probably lure them into a one-stop, even if they really didn't want to. A medium-hard strategy, I think, would probably be the way to go for them, because now they're going to be on equal pit stops with the other drivers around them.
You know, it's interesting, Packer. I said before that the medium-soft wasn't good, and I still don't think it is, but if you think about it, it's basically a shorter race now, because they're on fresh mediums. A few laps into the race, I don't know if you could make a medium soft work just because now you have to deal with less tire wear, but like, you could make that work, but I agree, I still think medium hard is the way to go. And like you mentioned before, all these guys on older tires are still out in front. So I think for guys like Zag and Sam and Scavney, I know Sam has a drive-through, but those guys are going to have to get through the guys on older tires, and I think that's definitely going to play a factor in who wins this race and who doesn't.
Now that I think about it, I think this actually might have been one of the better decisions that Sam has made throughout the season. He knows he has that drive-through. He decided to go on the soft compound tires. So once he's gonna have to serve that drive-through. So once he gets into clean air, as we will soon pass the line so that the race can get restarted, Sam's gonna be in that clean air and he's gonna have to push. So he's gonna be on those medium tires, as the race director does confirm that the safety car will be in on this lap. Sam M is going to be in that clean air. He's going to have to be on the soft tires. So this actually could be a decent decision from Sam there. He's going to have to push in that clean air and use the most of those soft tires, then possibly go into a set of medium tires maybe going to the end of this race. But now it's going to be Hightower leading us away. He's coming through turn number 13 there. And now through 14 in the lead of this race. Safety car, as you just saw, just going off the screen behind the wall there at turn number 16. Hightower still weaving all over the circuit, trying to get temperature into his tires, but he will punch the throttle out of turn 16 and will lead us away onto lap number 6. And we only now have 31 laps left of this Grand Prix. Monkey Mafia and Terminal, they have pretty decent restarts, but Niebuhr seeming to struggle. He didn't have the tire temperature that he would have wanted, using all the overtake that he can to defend from Zag, who's in the net race lead for the time being. Fountain Maker not having the greatest strategy, or not having the greatest of restarts, but Scavney and Sam M are switching positions here. Sam M will drop that one position to Scavney. He didn't use much ERS because he knows he has to use it in the clean air once he starts that drive-through, but they're still are both bottlenecked behind Fountain Maker. Scavney will go for the move on the Alfa Romeo. He's going to look to the outside of turn number 4. Zag looks to make the move on Niebuhr as well, just a little bit further up the road. Zag will make the move up the inside of turn 5, goes a little bit wide off the exit of turn 5, but we'll keep that position. Scavney making the move past Fountain Maker. Now Sam M up the inside of the Alfa Romeo as well. He's going to have the position done into turn 6. Now Soy Loco looking to make the move as well as Barksville trying to make the move on the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo will just pull to the left side of the circuit. It looks like he possibly has wing damage, or he's just going very, very slow, not having the temperature that he would have wanted in those very, very worn soft compound tires. He's still being a bottleneck for most of the field here. They're going to have to try and find their way through as Fountain Maker seeming to struggle on this restart.
Yeah, take a look at Zag right now. He's gotten by Niebuhr, and Scavney is still stuck behind him. So like I said before, these guys on fresh tires really need to make their way through the guys on older tires, as Zag is starting to create a little bit of a gap, but he's in the pits. What happened? Did he get a drive-through?
Did he get a drive-through? Did he?
He doesn't have any wing damage. I think he might have.
Yeah, he got a drive-through, so I thought I checked. It didn't look like he got a drive-through for my end. But yeah, now Zag and Scam M, they're going to be into the pit lane. They're going to have to serve those drive-through penalties. If they did not, they would have been disqualified from the race. Hightower picks up a time penalty up at the front of the race because he's battling with Monkey Mafia. Both of them going very, very slow through the first conflict of corners because they're trying to give each other the space, trying to give each other the respect. But now, Monkey Mafia coming back at the Mercedes driver into turn number 4. Terminal Deity trying to get involved as well, but Scavney is starting to close in because these guys are battling. This could very, very much help him in his bid to win this race, as the two main protagonists are going to be out of this one with those penalties. Hightower, Monkey Mafia, Terminal Deity, they'll keep 1, 2, 3, as Scavney's already closed in 1 second on this lap alone, just because the guys in front battling. Scavney looks on for a possible race victory here.
Yeah, I said at the beginning of the season that Scavney was my championship pick, and this is why he's so consistent, doesn't make those mistakes, and he's in a good position right now to get that first win.
Yellow
possibly.
flag.
It looks like a yellow in Sector 2.
Yeah, Denmark has spun off on the exit of the S's there just before the middle sector split line, so he's going to be dropping all the way down to P14, possibly down to P15, depending on what Fountain Maker can do. He doesn't seem to be close enough to make that one, but Zag closing right up to the back of the Alfa Romeo. Zag, after that drive-through penalty, is going to have to make this move, getting very, very close to the back of the Alfa Romeo. This is actually going to bring Sam M back into things, just because these two are going to be battling for position here, as we have a yellow flag on the pit straight. It's getting very, very close. I think that's probably Tava who's made a mistake, but now Mr. Rabon, Niebuhr, and RC are going to all be fighting here. 4P number 9 into turn number 1, the Red Bull on the outside, as well as the McLaren of RC. RC picking up damage on lap 1. He's trying to bring himself back into this race. Mr. Brabon will make the move past Niebuhr into turn number 1, but Zag past Fountain Maker. But Sam M trying to make the move as well on the inside of the Ferrari. They're going 3 wide into the first corner. Sam M will have to stay in behind Zag as we have changes back up the field. I think they're side by side. It's RC past Niebuhr down at turn number 4. A few position changes throughout the field. Terminal Deity and Hightower dropping down the field now. I think they must have made contact or something, because they were in P1 and P3, and now they're P6 and P5.
Yeah, something must have happened there, but you notice Scavney, he's made his way through. Look at Soy Loco, too. He's right behind Scavney within DRS range, so he had a great run last week, and he could back it up again, and right behind him is Bark School, so these guys have been able to work their way through the field, as Soy Loco just got a penalty.
Yeah, a little bit of a commentator that occurs there from Camden, but now DJ Panda trying to send it around the outside. Up turn 13 on Rocco. Rocco will try and squeeze him out, but DJ Panda is still there, still knocking on the back of the Racing Point, literally into the back of the Racing Point there on turn 16, using the ERS that he can to get the best possible exit and try and get the best possible, or get the most momentum that he can on the Racing Point. Rocco and DJ Panda will go side by side, but now 3 wide on the pit straight for these drivers. DJ Panda will try and switch to the outside, but he lost so much momentum, he doesn't have any ERS to play with anymore. Rocco has the DRS, now closing up onto the back of his Racing Point teammate Terminal Deity, who's still trying to fight with Hightower. And now Mr. Ravana around the outside of DJ Panda. So DJ Panda tried to make the move, but will lose the position because of that. Scavney's going to be making the move past Monkey Mafia up at turn number 4. So Loco is getting close as well. He's going to have to try and follow Scavney's through if he wants to have any chance at keeping this, or keeping his chances of a race win here. But now the 2 Racing Points, P6, P7, they're starting to be a bottleneck, as well as Hightower. All the drivers on those Ward medium tires to decide not to pit under the safety car. They're starting to hold up these guys in behind this, and really letting Soy Loco, Bark School, and Scavney run away with these top 3 positions.
Oh my gosh, this is absolutely crazy.
There's a Ferrari of DJ Panda, I think is at Alfa Romeo, and he's lost most of his front wing as well.
Oh man, So it looks like 1st through 4th under a blanket, 5th through 8th, 9th under a blanket as Mr. Baban goes a little bit wide there. Yeah, DJ Panda looks like he's got damage, so he had a good run going, but obviously he's in big trouble right now.
Yeah, right now he's trying to, Purple Score is going to be making the move as well, but Niebuhr and Denmark, I think, are going side by side into the final sector. Niebuhr shutting the door emphatically on the front of the Alpha Tower. He did not deserve to be on the outside there on a harder compounded tires, but Niebuhr seems to be struggling as well on these medium tires. Denmark will have the run down towards turn 1 and should be making that move. Niebuhr trying to defend. Denmark goes into the slipstream and is back out to the inside. What will be the first corner? Bobby Tava trying to make the move as well. Mr. Raban's off into the wall. He's going to be spinning there at turn number 3. He's off into the grass there. So that's going to be very, very unlucky for him. Another unlucky race for the Red Bull driver. He's trying to rejoin in traffic here. Bobby Tava seems to be shuffled out as well as Niebuhr. Denmark made the move, but now Bobby Tava going to be making the move past Mr. Raban into turn number 4. The Red Bull driver going a little bit deep and he's trying to keep it into turn 5. He's on those soft tires. He has to try and keep as many positions as possible because those soft tires, their grip eventually will be starting to falter as Bobby Tava and Mr. Ravan making contact there at turn number 6, but Mr. Ravan after that spin will keep P11.
Oh, bad news for RC fans. He did get wing damage in that incident with Mr. Baban. Mr. Baban got sideways in turn 2, lost the car, and RC made contact with him. So a lot of incidents already, and we're not even a third of the way through the race yet.
Yeah, but now 3 wide down at the back of the field. Sam, Zog, and Niebuhr. Now, Zog and Niebuhr, or Zog and Sam come together at turn number 13. That's gonna, or turn number 12. That's so unlucky there for Zog. He was just on the inside. Sam tried to keep it all the way around the outside. That looked like a racing incident from my view, but now they're going to be switching positions. RC into the pit lane for the second time to fix wing damage, so unlucky for him, but 3 drivers trying to fight for P8 now. Denmark has made a little bit of a comeback here early on after that safety car restart. He's going to be fighting with Mr. Baban and Purple Squirrel. Purple Squirrel on the outside. He's going to be dropping those 2 positions. Seems to be struggling on those soft tires that he pitted onto under the safety car, but now Mr. Baban and Denmark, they're going to be fighting their way, and they'll have to work together if they want to make their way up the field, but as well as Soy Loco and Scavney, they've got Soy Loco's just gotten past Monkey Mafia, who I have to mention is going to be the best driver right now who started on the mediums.
Yeah, Monkey Mafia really did a good job on that restart. He's still in the top 3 on that strategy right now. Goes a little wide right there, but he's still up there towards the front.
Yeah, most definitely. He's only going to have to make that 1 pit stop if he does decide to do the medium hard strategy. So it looks pretty good for him so far in this one. We've only done 11 and just about to go on a lap. Number 12 is Rocco and Hightower going side by side. In a turn number 12, Rocco going to make the move past the Mercedes. We have a few position changes as well. Mr. Raban past Denmark. Bobby trying to pass Purple Squirrel as well. Samem trying to get onto the back of these guys as well. Samem with the drive-through is still fighting here. Just outside, out of the points position. Sam, almost into the back of Purple Squirrel, trying to make the move into turn number 60, and that's not an overtaking spot there for Sam. Sam desperate to make these overtakes and try and make up as much time as possible, as many positions as possible, as early on as he can to try and take advantage of those soft compound tires. He's going to be into P12, trying to make the move on Purple Squirrel, but Purple Squirrel has more ERS. He's going to be able to defend from Sam for the time being.
Looks like Rocco and Hightower having a good battle as Fountain Maker speeds in the pit lane. Looks like Hightower does have DRS, so Rocco won't be able to get by him, but keep an eye on Barkschool as well. He's within DRS range of Soy Loco, who has penalties, and we've had a Barkschool Scavney battle before at Azerbaijan, so that could happen again, possibly.
Yeah, most definitely Barkschool on his return after those, Sam M and Purple Squirrel make contact on the inside of turn 5. Sam will pick up a 3-second time penalty, so that's not going to be good for his chances. So Sam and Zog in similar incidents, maybe they're just possibly a little bit of karma there for Sam M on the inside of turn 5, but he's going to be dropping time now to the leaders as well. He's really struggling to get past Purple Squirrel there, or it seems to be really struggling to get past Purple Squirrel. Purple Squirrel makes a mistake, cuts the inside of turn number 11. Now Sam M will switch to the inside of turn number 12. Let's see what he can do down this third DRS straight on the inside this time. And he's going to have the more offensive line and will make that move up into P11. Now he's dropped 2.6 seconds to Bobby Tava, so it's going to be not good for him. He's going to have to try make up all the time that he lost there with that incident.
Yeah, Bobby getting a penalty there. He's gotten into an incident, and I am looking at the chat. Ooh, looks like Bobby is getting some threats right now. Ooh, he better perform well, or he's not gonna get his privileges, it looks like. But yeah, he's working his way back up through the grid right now. Barkschool closing in as it looks like Rocco getting past Hightower.
Yeah, Hightower made a little bit of a mistake, if my eyes serve me correctly, because now we're dropping down to P6 once again. Terminal Data trying to get under the back of these drivers as well. He has not pit as well as Hightower, but Rocco has those 4-lap pressure medium tires. So going to try and push on further up the order into this race. 3.7 seconds behind Monkey Mafia, who is yet to pit as well. So Rocco can definitely make up that time, make up those positions. The field starts to spread out a little bit as Barstool is not right on, or is starting to fall off the back of Soy Loco.
Absolutely. Now, I think we can take a deep breath. Things are definitely calming down a little bit after the first 12 or so laps of craziness. Still some battles, but looks like things are calming down. The field is starting to get a little bit spread out. Terminal Data is closing in on Hightower, though, so Racing Point doing pretty well so far right now. They're not up there in constructors, so this could be a great day for them.
As Hightower will come into the pit lane, and it looks like it's going to be a set of medium tires for Hightower. So he's going to be forced onto that 2-stop now. So 2 mediums. That's going to take him to lap 28 if he does another 14 laps on them. So he's going to be pitting around lap number 28, and he's going to take those soft tires. It looks to be 8 laps. Well, he's going to have to go on the soft tires because he's going to be forced onto a 2-stop because he hasn't changed compound yet. So yeah, Hightower forcing himself onto a 2-stop. It could be a good decision for himself, but look at where he is right now. 8 seconds behind Zag, who was in an incident and had a drive-through off the safety car restart. So that's not exactly the position that he would have wanted to be in.
Yeah, I don't know if Hightower is banking on a later safety car, possibly, because that would benefit him if he is on a fresher compound, faster compound, and that comes out. But looks like Barstool gets a penalty. So Scabney in a pretty good spot right now. He's got no penalties. He's got a 3-second gap, so if he does get one, he'll be all right. And all the guys behind him have at least 1 penalty.
Yeah, 3 drivers out of the top 4 have those 3-second time penalties. So Ocon Barstool being the main 2. They're in the podium position right now as Barstool has a big slide on the exit of turn 17. He'll be lucky to keep that DRS because the DRS detection point is just at turn number 15. But yeah, Barstool having a big slide. So it seems that he's already struggling with these medium compound tires, which is not going to be good for him later on in this race. He's caught right up to the back of Soy Loco. As soon as I said he was starting to fall off the back, he's closed in within 0.6 of a second. So Barstool doing very, very well here. We'll have the DRS. Let's see if he can challenge it in turn 4, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. A few position changes throughout the rest of the field. Mr. Baban and Terminal Data, they'll be switching positions. 6th and 7th will now run the Red Bull and the Racing Point respectively. I believe there's another move, maybe Zag past Purple Squirrel for P number 11. I think that's the only one that I could possibly imagine. But yeah, Zag is going to be up into P11 now. 1 position out of the points in 5.5 seconds behind his championship rival.
Mr. Robon, pretty impressive right now, still in 6th after that spin just a little while ago. But one guy I'm keeping an eye on is Denmark. He's on those 10-lap hard tires. I don't know how long you can take them, possibly, if he's thinking of taking them to the end. I mean, that's a stretch, but he's looking pretty quick right now. He's making a move on Terminal Data, and he's about a straightaway's length from Scavney, and he's going to make this move.
Yeah, most definitely. He's going to be making the move past the first Racing Point of 2 that he'll have to get through if he catches up to, well, the back of Rocco, who's made that pit stop under the safety car right now, just about to cross the line out of the turn 17. But actually, he's going to be coming in the pit lane. He's going to be following in Monkey Mafia. So let's see what Monkey Mafia will do. Is he going to go onto the hard tires to the end of this race? It looks like soft compound tires that the AlphaTauri mechanics are bringing out for their cars. So it's going to be a 2-stop for Monkey Mafia because there's no way you can take those soft tires 20 laps. Trust me, I have tried. Mr. Braban is going to be coming into the pit lane as well. He's going to be going on to hards to the end of this one, as Rocco as well will be going on to hards. So they're going to be doing, Rocco's going to be doing the 1-stop. Mr. Baban is, I think it's going to be a 2-stop for the Red Bull driver. So yeah, Mr. Baban seems to be in a pretty decent position right now. He's on those hard tires, and he showed pace on those very, very old soft compound tires. So it looks like he's going to be pretty decent right now. Bobby in Terminal Data fighting in turn 4. Bobby will have that position. He's going to be up into P5 after that. I think that was an early spin for him. That's why he's a little bit further down the order than he would have liked to be. But yeah, now up into P5 for the Renault driver, so not looking too bad for him in his comeback drive.
Yeah, and like I said before, Denmark now is cycled in the 4th, and depending on if we get a safety car or not, he could cycle into the lead with those guys in the top 3 definitely having to pit again, so he could be in a pretty good spot here for the end of the race.
Yeah, most definitely. Zai picks up a time penalty in beat number, sorry, I was just eating some goldfish while you transitioned, so that was not the greatest. But yeah, Zag Sorry, into P number 8 right now. He's starting to close in on Sam as Barkschool and Loco switching positions up at the front of the field for P number 2. Barkschool will take the clean air now. Loco will have the GRS, but not down towards turn number 4. Barkschool is going to be up into P2. Let's see what he can do with that track position now. Zyke going to be up into P number 6 as Sam pits for hard tires, and Terminal Deity as well pits for hard tires. So they're both going to be going to the end of this race. So yeah, looks like whatever tires you were on, because of the safety car, if you were able to pit onto a set of soft tires or onto a set of medium tires, you can take the hards to the end from now.
So Barkschool was able to get by Soy Loco. Soy Loco's still hanging in within DRS range, so this could be a good little battle right here between these two drivers. And if we look at penalties, Soy Loco does have one more penalty. He's going very wide right there. Got a little slippery. But Barkschool just needs to get a couple more warnings, and they could be equal on penalties.
Yeah, that would not be good for him as in his pursuit of Scavney, the race leader right now on track. 4.2 is the gap, and it seems Barkschool is starting to close him down through this final sector. Yeah, look at the pace. He's already gained 2/10 just in the final sector there, so looking pretty good is Barkschool on this one now. He just had to get the clean air, and he's able to start to close down. It looks like one of the faster drivers out on track for the time being. Denmark, 12.5 seconds back off of the top 3 for the time being, but he seems to be on a pretty decent strategy as well on those hard compound tires. He pit at the same time as Scavney, Barkschool, so Loco all pit on as well, just under the safety car. Zag right now in P6, just behind Bobby Tava. 6.3 seconds is the gap between those two drivers. Nieper picks up another 3-second time penalty. That's not going to be good for him. But now Hightower and Mr. Baban are going to be fighting down towards turn number 1. The Red Bull driver will have the DRS, and he has the ERS advantage for the time being. Hightower using all the ERS that he can spare to try and defend from Mr. Baban. Mr. Baban in the Red Bull is on two-lap fresher, hard compound tires. Hightower goes a little bit deep into turn number 1, possibly expecting Mr. Baban to send it and giving him the room there already. Hightower trying to get the best possible exit off of turn number 3. Mr. Baban, though, on the run to turn number 4 with the DRS. It looks like he's going to have the position. Hightower will just have to slot into the DRS range, and Mr. Baban will be up that one position and looking to close down the rest of the drivers, as he is the highest driver right now on that one stop. Ooh, Terminal Deity and Rocco.
Sam tried to pass both the racing points right there in the turn 4. That was close, but he's in a racing point sandwich right now, trying to work his way back up through the grid.
Yeah, Sam, after that drive-through time, or after that drive-through penalty, he's going to have to try and make the comeback of his life in this race right now. Just coming through the middle sector right now. A little bit of understeer there for the Red Bull drivers, so possibly struggling on those hard compound tires, not having the best of times as he just got into an incident with the two Racing Point drivers. But right now, let's see what they can do. RC in a comeback drive as well. He's already had damage twice in this race, and I think he's had a few time penalties as well. Yeah, 6 seconds to the McLaren driver's name. That's only half of what he had last time out, and it's only just past halfway distance in this race, so looking to be on track for that again, because right on the back of Hightower, who's just passed by Mr. Vavan on the final lap. So RC right now looking to be pretty decent. He's actually had a pretty quiet race so far, and it looks to be a pretty decent position so far.
So I think around this time we're going to see the mediums die off a little bit, and I think in the next few laps, depending on strategies, we could see the top 3 come into the pits as Denmark gets a penalty, so that won't help him. But yeah, we're getting into the second half of the race, so this could be the time where people start to figure out when they want to pit, what they want to pit onto, and what they want to do for the end of the race.
Yeah, 2 moves while you were talking there. RC making his move past Hightower for P number 9, and Sam M on his comeback drive making the move past Terminal Deity as well. So Sam will be out of the Racing Point standings and will be on his chase, on his quest to track down some championship points as the championship leader right now in the lead of the race, as Soy Loco will be into the pit lane, and it looks like he's going to be going on to a fresh set of medium tires. So he's going to be the first one of the top 3 into the pit lane. He's going to take that fresh tires. He's not going to take the fast tires, but he's going to take the consistent ones to the end of this race. Bobby Tav as well going to be pitting onto a fresh set of medium tires. He's going to be trying to chase down the leaders and everyone that's going to be, or everyone that is going to be letting through with this pit stop made. I think he's just going to be slotted in behind the 2 Racing Points, if not just in front of them, as well as Sam M. Sam looking to get pretty close to the back of the Renault driver, but it looks like Bobby Tava will be just far enough out in front of those 3 guys.
Now with Soy Loco coming into the pits, it will be very interesting as to what Scavney and Barkschool do. Do they follow him into the pits this lap, or do they wait? Do they wait and go and put on softs. It say they stay out like 6 or 7 more laps. I don't know if they want to do that, but it should be interesting on what they do. Scavney stays out for the time being. We'll see what Bark School does. Looks like Bark School stays out as well, so Soy Loco could be in an interesting spot here.
Yeah, if he's able to get the undercut on those medium tires, it could actually be pretty good for it because, you know, overtaking in a DRS train is all that difficult. But right now, Scavney leads the race, 5.7 seconds. I think he's he's been pulling out a gap very, very steadily up at the front of the field. Barstool seeming to struggle, but Soy Loco right now should be closing down the leaders. He's just closing up to the back of Zag right now for P number 4 as we have a battle, I think, for between the two racing points. Once again, they've been close all day out on track. They're fighting for P12 right now between those two guys. They're getting very, very close out on track, but none of the... Ooh, Rocco getting almost into the pit lane there on his quest to try and take down his teammate and not having the greatest of traction there. But now Scavney, as we mentioned, leading this race. Barsko seems to be pretty decent for the first half of that. Middle sector has a little bit of a slide on traction. That's not what he would have wanted. Possibly looking to get off these medium tires and into the pit lane on a fresh set or on a fresh compound of, well, I guess medium tires, because it'd be very, very early to take those soft compound tires at the end of this race.
And another thing to keep in mind for Bark School too is, like I said, he's got that penalty. So even though the gap is 6 seconds, it's really 9 seconds. So honestly, if I were Bark School, I would pit right now. Because like you said before, getting that undercut is huge. And I think Bark School needs to try and figure out a way to get up the Scavney. He needs to not depend on a safety car right here. He just needs to play his race as if there won't be another safety car. So yeah, basically a 9-second gap. If I were Bark School, I would come into the pits right now.
Yeah, because Scavney doesn't have that time penalty, so really his only competition is going to be Soy Loco for those podium positions. Soy Loco just caught up to the back of Zag, and you can see he's absolutely flying. Purple final sector, therefore Soy Loco. He's going to have the DRS, or doesn't have the DRS, interestingly enough, on the run down towards turn 1. Zag just swerving off to the right side of the circuit, trying to break that DRS before the end of that long pit straight. But now on the run down towards turn number 4, exiting turn number 3. Zag has a little bit of a slide. Those medium tires are 17 laps old. Zag goes to the right side. Soy Loco will switch to the inside, and the Mercedes driver will be up the inside of the Ferrari, and Zag will just give him that position. He knows that Soy Loco is on the better strategy for the time being. He's on the better tires. You can already see the little bit of graining that Zag has on that front right tire, and another lockup, a big lockup there for Zag. He's really struggling in those tires, and Soy Loco seems absolutely perfect on his tires. There's no marks on those fresh medium compound tires. You see that constitutes to fresh tires and a lot of lap time.
Yeah, Soy Loco, I think he made a right decision to pit then. He's already up in P4, and the top 3 are the only guys that need to pit in front of him. So he's put himself in a very good spot. He does have those penalties, but you take a look at Bark School, he has a penalty as well. So even though Soy Loco, he's got 12 seconds penalties, he could possibly extend a gap if he's able to overtake Scavney and Bark School. And say that they get penalties. Soy Loco is definitely not out of this race win just yet.
As you can see, Bark School will be into the pit lane. It looks like he possibly might be just behind a Monkey Mafia and Mr. Baban. I think it looked like they might be able to. Mr. Baban, I think, is going to be having to go side by side here with Barstool, but I think he's just a little bit too far back. Looks to the inside, but not going to be going for that move. Barstool breaking very, very late into turn number 1, trying to get onto the back of Monkey Mafia, trying to get past this traffic that he does not need right now, because look at the gap that he has to Zag and Soy Loco. He has to do 14 laps on these soft compound tires. Those soft tires are not going to be happy at the end of this race. Night Monkey and Mr. Baban going side by side now, just in behind the Renault driver. Mr. Baban up the inside of turn number 5. Monkey Mafia on the outside, though. He's going to have the more momentum. Oh, Mr. Baban right into the side of the Alpha Tower, and Mr. Baban will go spearing off into the grass for the second time in this race. That's not going to be good for him. DJ Panda and Rocco going side by side, mimicking Mr. Baban and Monkey Mafia there, but without the contact. DJ Panda will have to stay in behind Rocco for the time being. The two racing points still battling for P12 for the time being. Super, super close out on track, but now DJ Panda is trying to upset that Quentin list of being second and 12th and 13th just in behind each other.
Yeah, great battle there. The Racing Points, they've been together all race, it seems like. Rocco and Terminal Deity, they've been together. They've been up towards the front of the grid. They've been back here where they are, so they're kind of glued to each other. But here we go. Looks like Scavney pitting on the soft tires.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very close between those drivers. Look how much time Soy Loco made up on that undercut. Scavney is going to have less top speed going into turn 1, so Soy Loco will slightly be able to... Ooh, Soy Loco cut. Oh, I think just cutting turn 3 there. Zag picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to be good for him. There's no way he can get to the end of this race, so he's going to be pitting for soft tires. I'm sure very soon he'll have to drop into that traffic, but that's not what he would have wanted in the first place. Now Mr. Brabant and Monkey Mafia coming at each other once again. Mr. Brabant will make that move cleanly this time as Monkey Mafia gets very close to the back of that Honda engine. Both of these drivers powered by Honda engines, but Mr. Brabant seems to be working better for the time being. He's going to be up in a P5. Monkey Mafia with a little bit of a slide there on the exit of turn number 6, struggling on those 7-lap old soft tires. But up at the front of the field, Scavney, after coming out only 1 second in front of Soy Loco, the gap is already 1.7 and a purple middle sector to go with it.
You know, it's a shame that Soy Loco has those penalties because, as you mentioned, I think the soft tires, they'll be okay at the end, but the mediums will definitely be better. So, man, if he doesn't have those penalties, Soy Loco could legit win this race. But yeah, you look at penalties, Soy Loco has 12, Scavney has none. So Scavney's in a pretty good spot here. I don't want to say it just yet because I've already cursed a couple of people this race, commentators curse, but he could win this race. Scavney really could.
Yeah, you did say that Scavney will break the curse here tonight in Mexico. Obviously, there's a little bit of Lux Terminal Data. DJ Panda going side by side through turn number 16 on the exit. DJ Panda's going to be on the outside. Oh, Rocco in behind, having a big snap of oversteer on the traction. He's really struggling on those tires. He's been on them for 8 laps, those hard compound tires. DJ Panda on these 14-lap old hard tires. He has double the tire wear that Terminal Data would have had at this point in the race. As Zag made the pit stop on those first set of soft tires, DJ Panda going to be making the move. He's going to be up in a P10 for the time being. Rocco and Terminal Deity. Terminal Deity dropping down 2 positions, possibly 3. Azai on those soft tires. He's going to have the better exit, using all the ERS that he can. He's going to have to make these moves very quick and fast if he wants to get through the field and back up towards the front runners. He's going to be up in a P12 for the time being. Another big lockup on the front left of the Ferrari on those red soft tires, matching the color of his car. Into the back of Rocco, though, and now he's going to be stuck behind DJ Panda and Rocco through this middle sector. This is really going to hurt his race and the positions that he could have gained early on.
Yeah, Zag right now. I mentioned before about traffic, and Zag really has quite the amount of traffic here. He's got to get through 2 cars, both who have been pretty aggressively battling each other. He's about to get one right here with Rocco. He's got that. Now he has to get by DJ Panda, and Zag will be in the points.
Yeah, most definitely. It looks like if he stays behind here, he could have DRS, and he has the ERS to possibly go for fastest lap, so he could take fastest lap as Denmark, I think, just took fastest lap there in P8. So now Zag has the opportunity to go for fastest lap, and he will have the DRS. That's not what Denmark had, and that's not what Scavney had. So he could possibly have the advantage there and take those points away from Scavney. He'd right now be scoring 2 points, now 3 points if he was able to take that fastest lap. But right now he's only going to be up on a P9. Let's see how much time he can gain on Sam M. 10.2 seconds now. 10. Well, just 10 seconds in general. Closing in on Sam M, who's just caught up to the back of Denmark, though, and Sam M is not going to be fighting for P7 out on track. Denmark following closely behind, but just barely out of DRS range to RC and Bobby Taffa. RC on this comeback drive had wing damage twice in this race. He's in P5, but 14 lap old hard tires. He has the most worn tires out of the top 9.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Denmark came in on those soft tires. I thought he was going to take the hards to the end, but I think he's still in a good spot. I think he pitted at a point where the softs are going to be good at the end of the race, and he's got a lot of competition right in front of him. He can see 5th place. Mr. Baban not far ahead of RC, who is the 5th place driver. So Denmark at his first race could be looking at possible P4 here today.
Yeah, most definitely that'd be a great result on his debut in the AlphaTauri in that reserve seat for the time being. RC right up at the front of this train. Bobby Tava looking to get very close into turn 1. He switches the outside. Zag sets fastest lap 16.504 for the Ferrari driver, but now Bobby Tava around the outside of RC at the first corner. RC gonna have to try and get that switch back, but Bobby will have the DRS. He'll have that advantage down to turn number 4, but now RC is gonna be struggling. He's low on ERS, but so are the drivers around him. Bobby on 3%, RC on 5, and Denmark was just below that number, or just at the number as well before breaking into turn number 4. Gonna start to recharge some of that energy in the battery in his AlphaTauri. He's right on the back of RC, but not close enough to make the move. Soy Loco picks up another time penalty up to the front of the field. That's 15 seconds. I think he's going to be almost at this rate. He'll be dropping outside of the top 3.
And you know who's going to get in the top 3? The guy that I predicted. I said that Mr. Baban could get in the podium, and he's in a pretty good spot right now to do so. He doesn't have many penalties, and like you said, Soy Loco, he's got a boatload. He could get a podium.
I think most of your predictions have actually been pretty good here tonight. You said Scavney would break the streak of second and third places. He's going to be taking the win, and right now he's leading the race by 4.2 seconds. You did say that Barstool, well, you mentioned to me that Barstool, won his last time out when he was here in Azerbaijan, so looking to have another good race like that, as well as Mr. Raban. He predicted Mr. Raban for a good result, but now RC onto the back of Bobby Tab. Let's see what he can do. Now into turn one, he's not going to be close enough. Both of them have a huge lockup into that first corner. Denmark right on the back of these guys as well. Those fresh, soft compound tires. Let's see what he can do. He has a little bit of a bad exit, but he's not going to be close enough to make the move now or challenge into the middle sector, or the start of that middle sector. But now it's going to be Bobby Tab leading RC and Denmark for the second lap in a row.
Yeah, great stuff right here. Very close competition for like fifth through seventh. We get Sam trying to close in. He's on older, hard tires. I don't know if he can do that, but yeah, I don't know if we're going to get another safety car. This could be a pretty calm end to a wild race.
Yeah, exactly. The strategy has played out in some drivers' favor and not so much in some drivers' favor. Scavney leads the race right now by 5.2 seconds up at the lead of the race on those fresh, soft compound tires, and he only has to take them another, well, once he crosses the line, he's only has to take them another 8 laps in the McLaren, in looking to take his first race win of the season. So looking pretty decent for him now. So Loco, 5 seconds back, looks to be taking second place on track, but looks to be dropping outside of the top. Oh, wait, actually, I could take a little bit of a look-see here right now. He's only, Mr. Raban only has 6 seconds, so Loco has 15, so that'd be a 9-second drop, and he's just on the barrier there. I think it's only around 8 seconds, so, ooh, is Denmark and RC finally going side by side into turn number 1. Denmark is finally going to make that move. He's going to be up in a P number 6 on track. He has 9 seconds as well as RC. So if he makes the move on Bobby, he'll have to pull 3 seconds clear of the Renault driver. He looks to the inside. He's braking late into turn number 4, into the heart of this middle sector. Let's see what he can do around the outside of turn number 5. Bobby's going to have to be on the inside, and we'll cut that corner. So now these 3 drivers will be equal on time penalties. So right now, Denmark looking to be taking P5 right now, but Sam M, he only has to be within 6 seconds. If any driver, or any of the 3 drivers in front of him, it'll be jumping those positions. DJ Panda and Rock are going to be replicating Denmark and Bobby Taba, and Rocker will be going all the way around the outside of turn 5 and will make that move. But now DJ Panda trying to fight it back through turn 6. Rocker went a little bit wide. Now the Alfa Romeo will try and take advantage of that around the outside of turn 7. He's going to be squeezed off the track. That's most definitely a warning for DJ Panda, but they're going side by side here through the middle sector. Very, very technical, and Rocco will keep that position. Great defending there. Great racing in general for those 2 drivers. Now DJ Panda. Rocco will defend the inside. Rocco looks to the outside. Yellow flag in the middle sector. That's Hightower, who I think has had an incident, but it doesn't look to be a safety car for the time being. Purple score picks up 3-second time penalty, but now DJ Panda keeping around the outside of turn number 13. And it's a spin. No. That's the 4th time, I think, that we've seen an incident like that. Driver getting squeezed off and then go spinning around off the back of one of their compatriot drivers. Rocco will keep P10 for the time being and will be scoring 1 point, it looks like. But DJ Panda with that audacious move in that racecraft that we've seen from him throughout the season, he's been the driver to make those audacious moves. It catches him out this time here in Mexico. He's been dropping right down the order.
You know, I've noticed something. DJ Panda, he tends to be in like the most exciting battles. Like, we're only 6 races in, and it feels like every race he's in some sort of great battle. I want to call him Mr. Excitement. No, like seriously, like I feel like we're always seeing a great battle from him. And obviously that was crazy, but looks like Denmark's starting to pull away from Bobby here. So Denmark, a great first showing for him. Looking to get P5 here, and depending on penalties, he could get P4. He's got more penalties than Mr. Baban, but that could change.
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of drivers have been struggling with penalties. Every driver except for Scavney has picked up at least 1 3-second time penalty. Scavney, the only driver to be clean here tonight, and it shows. 6 seconds up in the front of this race. He's put in, I'm sure he's put in a lot of practice for this one. He had a pretty decent quality P3 on the, I think it was P3 on the grid for the McLaren man. He's going up in P1 right now. Zig and Sam M falling by the wayside after an incident under the safety car, but now they're starting to close up on each other. Zig and Scavney, is that RC off the track? RC is off the track at turn 1. He has to get out of the way of Sam, so now Sam will be dropping a lot of time to Zig. Now Zig and Sam is going to be up in position. RC using his ERS and the DRS that he can possibly use up at turn, or on the run down towards turn 4. Sam will be up into P7, but now RC will be splitting second and third in the championship. Sam M and RC drift in tandem with each other on the exit of turn 5 there. But now, yeah, Zig is now going to have to get past these guys, and he has 14 lap fresher tires than RC, and he has 8 lap fresher tires than Sam, and he's going to be on two-step softer compound. So this is good. It looks pretty good here for Zyg.
Zyg and Sam both have made great recoveries. Sam has very few penalties, so he could be in for a better result than what he's showing right now. But it looks like RC, very close there to Sam. This could be a great battle between Sam, RC, and Zyg.
Yeah, most definitely. We do have to point out that Denmark has broken DRS from Bobby, so Denmark looking pretty good. Oh, RC off into the almost into the wall there. Wow. RC very, very lucky. That shows his car control to keep that car on the track and pointing almost in the right direction. He's going to be dropping down the order, but you can see how much he's struggling on those hard compound tires. 20 laps he's done on that one set of tires, so he's really struggling with the tire wear there. But that was a great save and shows his his car control in the McLaren there, doing very, very well to keep it out of the wall. That could have been the final safety car in this race. He put it in the wall there. I think that's the driver who's spun. That's DJ Panda, who's lost his didn't lose his front wing. It's just the ghosting system that showed he didn't have a front wing on my screen. But yeah, DJ Panda have a little bit of a spin here as well. So these drivers you can already see. DJ Panda 21 lap old, RC 20 laps old. They're really struggle with tire wear and tire grip in general.
Yeah, you could definitely tell it with RC doing a great job of saving the car there. That was my bad. I said that RC was going to have a great battle with Sam and Zyg, and then he does that. That's my bad. But looks like Zyg could make a move. He's very close right now to Sam. Oh, is he going to try? Nope. Yeah, you definitely can't make a move right there. Zyg does have more penalties, so if he does get by Sam, he's going to have to get a gap.
Sam with 6 seconds now.
Oh, my gosh. Sorry, Sam. It looks like Zyg in DRS range. Let's see if he can make a move.
Yeah, you did say that Sam, RC, and Zyg could have a great battle, but now it's going to be Zyg, Sam are going to be having the great battle out on track as well. But Barstool and Mr. Bawan, I also noted that they're going to be very, very close out on track as well. Niebuhr's been disqualified from the session for receiving too many penalties, so he's been really struggling in this one as well. There's Denmark's off the track. Denmark is spun. As RC drifts his way through turn 3, Denmark has spun and reset the track. So Denmark is going to be dropping all the way down the order. He's going to be dropping down to P9 on his debut. That's not what he would have wanted from this race. But now, Scavney and Soiloko up at the top as, is that another driver who spun? I think that's DJ Panda spun out of the final corner there. So he's really been struggling as well in this race. Mr. Excitement leads to Mr. Spin and causing excitement once again. So Camden, you're really on a roll tonight.
What is happening? Like, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, Scavney still leads the race. The one driver we haven't jinxed yet in this race is Scavney, leading by 6.2 seconds. That gap is starting to stabilize once again up at the front of the field. But Soiloko in a comfortable P2 out on track, but we'll be dropping positions because of those time penalties. Barstool right now in P3. Mr. Baban starting to close him down, but now that gap is starting to open up once again. The Red Bull driver, though, will have the DRS and will be starting to close in once again. Mr. Bobby Tava 2.7 back, Sam M 3.3 back, but Zyg is right on the back of Sam M there. Go looking to the outside of turn number 1, and we'll have that position done finally on those soft tires. He has half the tire lap, or the amount of laps that Sam has done on his hard tires, that Zyg has done on his soft tires, as Denmark pits and will be fitting a new front wing. So that's even more positions that will be dropping down the order here as Niebuhr leaves the session after being disqualified. So really unlucky for Niebuhr there. But Scavney looks to be winning this race. So he only has 2.5 laps left, or 2 laps in a sector now to go in this race. As Bobby picks up a time penalty at P5, that's going to be really unlucky for him. Let's actually get those time penalties up. So Loco on 15 seconds, Barsko on 3, Mr. Ravon on 6, Bobby and Zyg on 12, and then Sam M on 6, RC on 12. Rocco on 9, Terminal Dady on 6, as well as Monkey Mafia on 6, and Denmark was on 9 before he had, when he had that spin. Hightower is on 12, DJ Panda is on 21, Purple Squirrel's on 9, and Fountain Maker on 12. So a lot of drivers either on 9 or 12 there up at the front of the field. But let's get up to the front of the field with the camera. Mr. Ravon and Barsko starting to battle down towards turn 1.
Yeah, and Niebuhr, he had 30 seconds of penalties. That's why he got disqualified, but it looks like Mr. Babana is going to make a move. Nope, he thinks better of it. He wasn't close enough to make that move, so good decision by him. And really, he doesn't need to... Well, no, he actually... Yeah, no, he needs to make the move. He's got more penalties than Bark School, but let's see if he does it right here.
Yeah, looking to the inside, but he's just going to back out of the move. for the time being. He knows he has that one more penalty than Barstool, so possibly trying to force Barstool into a mistake and give him that time penalty would be really unfortunate for Barstool, because if Mr. Brabant can make the move, I think Mr. Brabant would possibly be taking a second place here, and Barstool would be taking that third place, but I'm sure Barstool would be really happy with the second or third. Either way it is, he's not going to be winning this race because Scavney right now, 7.2 seconds up at the front of the race. There's the gap between Scavney and Soiloco and Barstool is almost identical as Bobby and Mr. Brabant. I think he must have made a mistake or is just letting him through, but Bobby has made the move for P number 4, so it's going to be Renault 3-4 here at Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix. Let's see what Mr. Brabant can do. I think he's starting to struggle. He's done 18 laps on those hard compound tires. It looks like he's really starting to struggle, but Zag after the drive-through under the safety car on lap around, I think it was lap 4. Zag up to P6 now. There's a yellow flag in the first sector. I think that's DJ Pena having his third spin in the last few laps. He's gonna be dropping down the order once again, but now the battle for P3 is starting to heat up towards the end of this one.
You got to keep in mind too, third and fourth are teammates. So as much as they want to be aggressive right here, they got to realize that if they take each other out, they're in a good spot in constructors. That could all go out the window.
Yeah, most definitely. But another battling Bobby looking to the inside of Barstool. Mr. Brabant looking to the inside of Bobby Tavez. We are on the final lap. Final lap is when the gloves get thrown off and we start throwing fists for these positions. They're going to be starting to get aggressive. We're going to get those elbows out. DJ Panda getting nicely out of the way for these drivers with that ghosting system. He's going to be letting them through. But Barstool, Bobby Tava right now, they're P3 and P4. Barstool only has the 3 seconds, but Bobby Tava with that 12 seconds. I wonder if Barstool will let him through because he knows he has those more penalties. The yellow flag just behind, but Zag and Sam are right on the back of these guys, but Scavney will cross the line in first place and will take his first win of this championship season for season number 5. Soiloco spun. Wait, what happened to Soiloco? Soiloco has spun on the final lap. He's right on the back of Sam and Zag. I think Sam might have broken his front wing off the back of Soiloco, and no, that was Zag breaking his front wing off the back of Mr. Brabant, but Barstool will finish second on track and will take second on the road. Mr. Brabant will jump up the order. It's going to be a Red Bull 3-5 or 3-4. So Scavney,
Soiloco, he had a puncture. That's what happened. You look at the right rear. He's got a puncture. Man, that's a shame. He had a lot of penalties, but he could have still finished at the front. And boy, he's not getting a good result. Oh man, he was on 16 lap mediums. I'm really shocked that was a puncture.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really unfortunate for him. But it's going to be Scavney who wins this race, followed by Barstool, Mr. Brabant, and Sam M. So Red Bull doing a good bit for their championship, or their constructor championship hopes as well. Sam M. not losing as many points as he would have if he was not able to make his way through the field. But yeah, Bobby P5, Zag P6, RC P7 after 2 wing changes. He's going to be jumping Soiloco with that puncture on the final lap. Monkey Mafia P9, Rocco will be taking the final points position for these guys. I just wonder if I can get the fastest lap up very quickly. It's going to be Zag on that 16.5. So Zag is going to be taking home 9 points here tonight. He's only going to be losing, I think it's going to be 16 points to Scavney up in the championship lead. But Scavney finally takes that race win. He's been on the podium in every race this season and has only won one of them. So Scavney putting together a very, very good championship resume here in season 5.
And we can confirm in the chat that Bobby does get to go to baseball on Saturday. Great news for Bobby. Give it up. Great news for him. Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive what Scavney's done so far. You mentioned it. He's only won 1 race, but he's been on the podium every single race so far. So great stuff from him. Mr. Brabant, I mean, I know I predicted him and everything, but no, seriously, this is a great race from him. He's had great pace, just hasn't gotten the results. So it's good to see his pace finally get rewarded with him getting a podium. And speaking of Scavney, the only driver on the grid without a penalty.
Yeah, that's real impressive for him. And just because of those penalties, I think he won the race by almost 19 seconds up at the front of the field. Yeah, 18-9, 5-2, fourth McLaren driver. But yeah, it's going to be Scavney and Barstool and Mr. Brabant up at the front of the field. Mr. Brabant, after his almost win in Abu Dhabi, I think this is going to be his first podium since the end of season 4. So we can get him back in here. Sam MP4, Bobby Zag, RC Soiloco, Monkey Mafia, and Rocco will be the top 10, followed by Terminal Deity, Denmark, Hightower, Purple Score, DJ Panda, Fountain Maker. Those are going to be all the drivers who finished this race. Niebuhr was a DNF as well. No, Niebuhr was a disqualification, I do believe, with 30 seconds of penalties. So yeah, unlucky for him, known as Silent and Chippy Khan, will beat the rest of the drivers who did not finish that race. But Zag takes on fastest lap, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do with that, and hopefully on to the rest of the season. But Zag coming down from Tier 1, I would have expected him to put up a stronger championship fight. He's still there. I think he's going to be in and around P3, but yeah, not exactly what I would have expected from man such high caliber as Mr. Zag.
I don't think it's a pace problem. I just think he's gotten into incidents like before he got a drive-through. Like, it's not like he got into a crash or anything. So he's got the pace. We've seen that. He's won races already this season. I think it's just a mistake thing. And I think if he can clean up those mistakes, he can stay in the championship fight. But obviously, it's going to be tough to stay in the championship fight with Scavney getting this win. I'm going to take a commercial break, a 30-second commercial break. So while I do that, you can get all of them podium guys in here for the
I can do that. Let's get those guys in here. I think it was Scavney, Barkskull just joined the party, and we have to get Mr. Baban in here, and we just have to wait for Scavney to join. Yes, we can add Mr. Baban to the party. We just have to wait for Kim to get back in. We can start these interviews.
What happened up front to Sam and to Zag?
They both got drive-through penalties. Oh, well, at the safety car restart, when the safety car came out, they both got drive-throughs trying to get into the pit lane. So yeah, it was really unlucky for them. But they come back drive.
That's unfortunate. They had the pace.
Yeah, they did. But yeah, we just have to wait for Kevin to get back in. We could get these interviews kicked off very, very quickly. But yeah, Mr. Baban is here. I think I can start asking questions while we wait for Camden. But yeah.
Hello.
Oh yeah, there is Kevin back. Right on cue.
Hello. Yep.
So Scavney has joined the party. Scavney, after 6 rounds, 4 second place is a third, and now a win. How do you feel after taking that first place of season number 5?
It feels pretty good. I mean, I was disappointed that we didn't have the battle I was expecting throughout the entire race. I was looking forward to that, but it finally feels good to get one without any bad luck and just run 36 laps cleanly. And glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats on the win, man. Obviously, you've been very consistent this season. Haven't gotten the win until now, but it must feel really good to get that. I wanted to talk about the end because you put on the softs. Were you thinking on putting on the mediums possibly there on the final pit stop?
Well, I considered that, but unfortunately, I'd taken the softer tire set, so I didn't have any more mediums. So I was like, I hope the medium to soft works, but I felt confident in it. And then when I saw Barkskull go in, I was like, oh yeah, they should be able to make it to the end from here. So a little bit concerned, but it was okay.
Yeah, but now moving on to Barkskull, second place. Last time you showed up for a race, you won in Azerbaijan, beating Scavney to that race win. Now you're finishing second, so it seems to be pretty decent pace for you throughout the season. What can we expect from you for the rest of season number 5?
I'm looking forward to maybe not just following Scavney around for the rest of the season. That's my only goal. We got real lucky there at the front in the turn 1 that we didn't have a huge wreck. And then I felt like I was on rails, and Scavney was just on a little bit quicker rails, and I don't think I was ever going to catch him. So, Gav, congrats. But hopefully we can battle it out through the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice run, man. I did see that you and your teammate were battling there on the final lap, and I'm looking at the standings. You guys are actually back-to-back in the standings. You're 4th and 5th. I don't know if there was any communication between you guys on the final lap there, but how was that battle between you guys there? I know the penalties were different, but what was that like to battle your teammate there on the final lap?
My front left tire was at 80% when I started the last lap. And so at least for half of that, I thought about letting him go in front of me. and it just didn't quite work out that way. But it's nice. I messaged Bob before we started the race. I said, let's put some constructor points on the board. So it's nice to finish on track like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of constructors, I think you guys are going to be in a really good spot because you both finished at the front. I know Scavney won the race, but Renault, I mean, you guys are right there with McLaren and Ferrari. So, yeah, that could definitely be a great result for you guys.
Yeah, that's something we've been thinking about. So hopefully looking to take it to McLaren. So.
Yeah, but you also have to consider Red Bull as we move on to our third place finisher, Mr. Baban. First podium since Azerbaijan, or well, not Azerbaijan, Abu Dhabi in the season 4 finale. How does it feel to get on the podium and finally have some good luck?
Yeah, Mr. Baban, nice run, man. I actually did predict you to get on the podium, so thanks for helping me out there. But yeah, how does it feel to get in the podium? As you mentioned, there's been some bad luck throughout the season. You've had great pace, just haven't been getting the results. So how does it feel to get the podium? Yeah, absolutely. So I believe next week is break week, right,
Yep,
Packer?
I believe
Okay.
so.
Are we at Russia after the break week?
I could take a quick look. Yes, I think it is going to be Russia.
Okay.
I do
Uh,
believe. Yes, it will be Russia for round number 7, April 1st, for you tier 2
oh,
guys. So,
oh, nice.
uh, hopefully, some people will have some better fortunes on April Fool's Day. But yeah, anyways, great race from you guys from Tier 2. Scabney first win. Berg School on the podium on his return after his 2-race absence. And then as well as Mr. Bond, first podium of season number 5. First since Abu Dhabi. But yeah, great race there from Tier 2. Couldn't really expect anything more. Great battles throughout the field. And that's been all, folks.